Hello everyone, this is Valderan, and I'm going to take you a tour around the universe, or at least in this galaxy today. We are in Eissentam, and this is where we're going to start out from. We will, of course, first do our normal things, the frigates and the farming run, and after that we'll see if we can find more missions so we can get some more storage augmentation for our ships, and then see what else we come around. I have no idea what we're going to find, so that is always the big question, really. So I hope my mic and the sound will behave today so it doesn't echo. If it does, please let me know. So we are glaring out at our frigates. I actually believe one of the missions are not back yet, so that will have to wait till later. Here we are. I'll not crawl up again. No. No. That's a bad thing. So okay, this was the long one, so that might actually not have been 25 hours as I thought. There's a storage augmentation that is very welcome. That was not bad. So a little bit of this and that. And nearly 2 million coins. Someone thought I was bragging a little bit and said some of the long ones can give up to around 4 million coins. It is up and down. Sometimes there's a lot of stock instead of coins, and it depends on what type of missions it is. This one is a balance. It can be anything because it's a mixture of all of them. If it's trade, it's very often coin over anything else. The same combat seems to be. So it is a little bit on this and that. Many of them. That one is not back yet, so that will have to wait until the end, which is very fine. There is a little bit of a surprise coming. Oh, there's one more, and one more, one more. Everything which doesn't have comes up with something, well, rare-ish. That one was rare. The other ones just go in. There was one. There was one. There was one. So those rare can give between 50,000 and 2-point-something million. So that can be anything. There's another one. And they will just go to be sold because they have no actual other value. So let's see how much fuel. Okay. I'm just going to put things where they belong. Ish. I'm not sure what happened there, but it seemed like something was made that shouldn't have been, but so 185,000, 159, 1.1 million, 2 million. Not too bad, really. It is quite good money which comes out on some of those things, which is actually coming out of the missions. Yeah, you can have the shitty one which doesn't really give anything, and oh, there's some worms there as well. And that's how it is. It is a lottery, and whether you win or lose, that is very difficult to say. Let's see what we can send off of frigate missions now. As said, we have to wait for one of them, which we will do in the end of the stream. So 2 voyage, 1 balanced and 1 industrial. Industrial is 25 hours, so that is kind of okay. So this has gone up to a B now. Good. So we send that off because it's long. I should really send that as one of the others. Now I don't have any industrial, so I have to take the ones with the highest. I do have industrial. What am I talking about? So I wonder if I can send this off as well. I could. So I have one which comes back and is dealt with later. So that's good. I have hardly any audio. How come? That's a little bit annoying. Oh well, it's the farming run that is slightly tedious, but it'll have to be done, preferably every day. this is not very much I get from this base, which was one of the first ones I made. But it's still kind of a foundation, and I like to have a foundation of everything. And I do know that I'm holding a lot of crap I might never actually get to use, but I do have purpose with most of the things I do, so and if I end up not having, well, then feel free to say something like, I knew it, you had no clue. Whether that's the truth or not, that's irrelevant. If I run around like a headless chicken, then it's probably because I don't have a clue. That is very often how it goes. And the question is that things I don't have a clue about? Yes, there is. Of course there is. I have never claimed that I know everything in the game. I sometimes come across something and say, what the is that? And that's very normal with a game like No Man's Sky, because it is so huge and there is so many things, and to be honest, there's a lot of things which we are not told. And that's actually what I find makes it more interesting, because actually you have to think and be a little bit curious yourself. Many of my refiner recipes I have found because I was curious. I stuck things into my refiner and think, what if I mix this and that? Oh, okay, that's possible. So it's all about sometimes to try out. And I can hear people saying loud now, yeah, but I don't like not knowing. No, but if you want to play games which is open world and survival based, then you need to actually find out, how do I survive? It doesn't come with a manual. I think it would be very boring if you had a survivor manual from the beginning. You need to feel how close you come to actually dying. Maybe not dying, but feeling how grave it can be is actually a good thing. That, of course, is my opinion, and it is only valuable as an opinion, nothing else. But I do find sometimes in games, way too much is actually handed to the player. But some of us have been playing games from a time where you actually found some code in a magazine and you started typing it in without actually knowing what came out of it. And yeah, there was wins and there was losses. Not everything was equally interesting, but we did spend the time punching it in, so we actually got some idea what could also be wrong with the game, and we could actually change certain parameters. I guess that was how the first cheat codes evolved. You found out what values could be stacking the deck in your favor. But when I hear parents to kids playing Fortnite complain that their kids has been killed by some professional player, whether it's true or not, well, as a parent, you should teach your kids that it's a game. You win some, you lose some. That's how it works. We can't all be winners. Sorry, but that's impossible. That would kill all sport in the world. Could you imagine the World Cup in football and the participating countries, how they share the merits from being at the finals or whatever? That's not how it works. If you run in a race, you don't all sit down halfway through the race and celebrate that you got halfway and we are all winners. That's not how the world works. And in order to have winners, there gotta be losers as well. And that's how it is. I must admit, I'm not a big believer in this, we're all winners. Because that makes the world very, very boring. All types of competition has just died. And actually, this is a game where there is no winners or losers. There is those who play, those who do things, and it's a personal achievement whether you survive, you do what you want, you find that ship you've been looking for 3 months, you build that base with your farm and get everything you need for making something, whatever it is. There's personal achievements that make you feel good when you do it. There's no competition with other people. If you tell me my base looked worse than your base, you're probably right, because that's not important for me how it looks. As long as it functions to my specifications, then I'm happy. Whether it was built in wood, stone or metal, I don't give a flying fuck. I can grow my plants, I farm my resources, I come and pick them up. That's all the base I need. Do I have the most pretty starships? No. Probably not. But I like those I have, and that make me happy. Shouldn't make any of you happy, but you could be in me if you wanted the same ship as I want and go and try to find it. You could even ask me, where did you find that? And maybe I remember. Maybe I point you to a YouTube video I made of where I found something, but I don't always remember, to be honest. So this base is a dairy farm, and that is made mainly for my cooking. However, it doesn't really work as I expected it to. The thing is, I have placed a livestock unit and an automated feeder. However, nothing happens when I'm not present, so it doesn't work as I expected it to work. I would expect that this was working even if I'm not there. I know that's a controversial thing in this game, actually, to have something going on offline, pretty much. However, it should work. So this has recently been milked. That means there should be milk there, which there's not. Who is milking my animals? Well, it's not my animals, they belong to the planet, kind of. I'm just trying to get some milk. And the reason I actually placed the base here in the first place was the portal. So I have access to a portal very easy in Eissentam. So now all these animals show they had interaction, the little plus over their head. So there should be something now. Okay, there's one milk and one leopard fruit. Oh, there was another milk coming in there. So when I'm here, it works. When I'm not here, it doesn't work. What am I doing wrong? Can someone tell me? Do I simply have to be here for this to work? That's the question. And that was wrong. I did not want you, animal. I wanted to empty this. Because I don't want to be standing here for 4 hours to get milk. Then I could as well run around and milk the animals. So I get a little bit of milk, but not what I expected. It seems only this is actually working when I'm standing here. That doesn't really make sense. This should be running even if I'm not here. Oh well. It is as it is. Again, I can't really I can't always understand what is going on, but so I'll go back where I ended yesterday and actually set out from there. I would say it looks like Starline comes on the Game Pass from release date, and if it does, then as it released on Sunday, I am tempted to actually stream the game from the beginning and see how it goes. It is kind of in the same version as No Man's Sky. Some says it's better. Some says that is much better. And I don't know. I'm a big advocate for No Man's Sky, and it is actually a game I really like. So I am willing to give it a try and see how it works and give my honest opinion. So got sold a little bit here. These explorers, I feel they look like a fly kind of thing. So I'll be back in this system later because I can say that I found something in this system that many are struggling to find. I found a planet with actually basalt on, and I should learn to move away from the space station when I circle around. Sorry, that was my bad. So, as I said, there was one planet in this system that actually had basalt, this one. And I went down on it and I found it, and I'm going to do that later in the stream if one of my viewers comes on, so we can get the coordinates for the glyph address for the planet if he should need it again. The proof I have is here. That is what I got yesterday. So, and actually Should I put some of this on my freighter? So I don't run around with it. I'm keeping the basalt. The funny thing with basalt is it's not very valuable, but it is very difficult to find. So if you find it, you are lucky. No doubt about that. It is pure luck whether you find it or not. So I will be back here later and see if I can find some more. But for now, we are on our way to the next system. So this one is called Tosura. More so I remember where to go. I better take a note. So if I make a point, it would be better to go the proper place. So remember, I am looking for missions that give storage augmentation. I have, how many do I have in stock? I have 5 now. The Starship has, I think it can take 20. Well, a lot more than it has, so, and a lot more than 5. Plus. Feel free to use the chat if you have questions about the game, questions about what I'm actually doing, or why I'm doing things a specific way. Or feel free just to say hello or whatever you like. It is open for all. You don't have to be a follower to use the chat. I do appreciate people following, that helps me out. But it's not a demand. So, getting close to 2.5 billion coins. Not sure what to use them for, but I'm sure we'll find something. I do like I don't have to grind money to buy something. That's the only big reason that I make money along as I go. It's not only it's not only for greed or anything. It is just to keep me in a situation where if I come across a ship, no matter how expensive it is, I can buy it. If I come across a freighter, an S-class freighter, which costs a lot of money, I can buy it. So that's what drives me to actually do that. I know some people have said that, oh, you're very greedy. Not really. Because I know how to do it and I do it. It doesn't really go down that route. And a game which is literally a single player game, you can't really call me greedy, because that would be in relation to other players. And I mean, everyone in this game can make money if they want to. And yes, that's a rich statement, because there's some which I actually have heard has had problems making money. Watch my stream or my YouTube videos, and you will come across it's actually not that hard. I will still claim that if you just get your scanners on your multi-tool up to scratch. Let me show. This is the scanners. Make sure they give good coinage to what they scan. And the higher percentage, the more it gives. So, because I use supercharge for them, I get some very high amounts, and that means if I scan a rare animal, for instance, I get 500,000 coins. And that is literally without actually doing much. Oh, don't do that. This is useless. Well, that's how it is. As I said, I'm looking for storage augmentation so I can get as much on my ships as possible. I have built my fighter up, and now I'm on the Sentinel Interceptor, which I'm actually liking to fly around in. It has some abilities that not many other ships have. It can actually hover on a planet. So, not much in this system, so let's see what the planets actually show. And move away from the space station when you move around. Because otherwise you end like I did earlier. Landing back on the space station, and That was not my intention, but that was what I did, so yeah. One thing I read a lot lately is a lot of players is unhappy that the oceans are not deep enough. And I tend to agree, because even on a planet which is supposed to be a water planet, like Waterworld, with very little landmass, the oceans don't get very deep at all. And there could be some more nasty surprises in the oceans. Life forms will live on deep waters, dangerous predators like sharks, for instance. I don't know why I'm pointing at that planet, but that was actually not on purpose. A rainy planet is it's almost as good as a paradise planet. It might have some weather hazards from time to time, so storms or something like that. So that is of course what makes it different, and it might have sentinels as well. So I said this ship has something other ships don't have. It can actually stand still over the surface. So that is very nice. I do take trading posts so I can do a little bit of trade.
Extreme hazard planet. Units received.
So this is extreme and it's very cold.
Extreme hazard
And I actually didn't check how my cold protection was, so
technology recharge.
I have to make sure that that is at least at a certain level.
Units received. Units received.
So
Units received.
on a good planet, I get a lot of coins for scanning, so that's actually always good to put a base on the amount of coins I earn per day, I would say.
Received. Product received.
So I know that the trade goods is not sellable. I already sold on the space station what I could of that kind, but things like resources and stuff change from terminal to terminal. So if you have a lot to sell, always just check out. Another thing always have to do is to pick up whatever there is of boxes. Because boxes is free stuff. Might not be much. But a lot of little things also becomes beneficial at some point. And the more I get from boxes, the less I actually have to grind things as well. I rather want to spend my time on, let's say, interesting things rather than grinding silly things like carbon or sodium for that matter. Okay. It's getting colder and colder, so you can take shelter. The shelter can be taken in buildings, in caves, or in your ship. I would say ships because it also covers your freighter. If you have an extra craft, that also will keep you safe. So,
Extreme night temperature detected.
up to space. Find the next system on the list. So this doesn't have anything, so let's see what that actually covers. It's uncharted. Sun, so it has those kind of things, indium, different shapes, which is good. Is there only 2 planets in the system? Yeah. So let's have a look at the other one. I can't look for trading post or anything in the system like this because it would not show up when there is no space station. However, there might be on the planets, but they won't show up. And if there is, they would be abandoned, and you wouldn't be able to. You can use the trade terminal, but other than that, there won't be any useful things to do. So, there's a freighter battle going on. This one I'm on top of, or is it this one over here? The reason I'm asking is that if you don't want to fight, find the entrance to the hangar deck. I'm not sure where it is at this time, so it's up there. Go up there and land on it, then the battle is over. It's actually very neat. Right.
Navigational data received.
So you land on it, the battle is over, and you have won. I will say it's sometimes more difficult than actually fighting the battle, but to land on them. But now I'll go and talk to the captain, like I have just killed all the pirates. And I take the payment, it's a C-class, so no use for me. And I got all the normal stuff. Cargo bulkhead for my radar. That's kind of the best to get out of it.
Technology recharge.
So I need to have this running pretty much as we go along, so I don't have to sit when I'm finished today and do it. It was actually a recommendation from one of my viewers that why don't you do it like that, and yeah, why don't I? So I started doing that, and it actually saved me a lot of time. A shuttle. So I'm actually stopped looking for upgrade for this ship. I can improve a couple of things, but it will be kind of mini management to get that in order. So I will do it down the line when I feel like it, but for now the ship is fine. I can buy the 15,000 one for something. Okay, I got an A one here. Normally you get a C or a B, so it's not always the better end of the deal you get. So this is one of those where I can open it, but it won't give me anything. It will just keep going to diagnostic, so it's actually a waste for me to try. Problem is sometimes you run out of storyline, and yeah, that's just how it is. Then we have to create our own story. This is gig system, isn't it? All requests set like gig. Oh. Gig. Oh. That was one of those where I felt it was wrong no matter what I chose, but I actually ended up with a lucky one. So that's storage augmentation. I take that immediately. When I was needing salvage frigate modules, I would do them as well, but now I don't need them. I have lots on my freighter, so that is not necessary. Nanites, yeah, they are kind of useful, but I'm not that keen. I have plenty in stock, so I take what I get, not chasing them as such. And I will admit, it's a little bit limited what I can actually use them for as well, so I keep getting, and I will of course take them as I get them, but it's not something. I thought it said that the shuttle was 100 million. I don't know, fucking expensive one. be. So, where do I need to go? Search for the dig side. It's that way down there. So, what is that hot planet? That's actually where it wants me, so... What are you doing? So it was not the hot planet, it was one which was hiding behind. Okay. Acrid, that's toxic, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't really matter, but I of course need to look at my shielding. So yeah, I need to land and I need to find a monolith or something in that direction. It wants me to land in water. That is not going to happen, is it? So let's land there. Be under the water? I have no clue. I think that's where I need to go. It looks pretty much like a monolith to me. So it will ask for more dye to tell me where the knowledge of the past is. So I always have that placed on my freighter so I can use it for things like this. Let's look at a couple of animals now we're here. 9 of them, that's quite a lot. But we'll say because it's toxic for humans or humanoids, doesn't mean it is for everything else. There, 8 minutes, that's quite a lot. So let's leave the atmosphere, turn back, and I can probably do it faster than 8 minutes. I guess so. this will be a ruin. So we have to dig up different things. You don't want to land where you dig, because having your plane, your starship, sitting on top of something you need to dig out, that is not the greatest. Okay, I came a little bit off, but it's actually fine. So the three first one is fragments. It's actually keys to open the large artifact. So and that goes with whatever you do with these ruins. You can always dig up the artifact, and you can always get it. You just have to dig out 3 keys, then you can open it. Well, you dig out the 3 keys, then you dig out the the large artifact, and then you open it with the keys, and you get something. Again, it can be quite a very long range of value, so I will not, but the most expensive one I found, I think it was 2-point-something million, so you can really get the one which give you a lot. This one is only 165,000. And it's a mission, so I do get something else, but with these kind of missions you are actually allowed to keep the artifact you dig up. So if you get one which is really valuable, that's a win-win. So it wants me to go to another planet. It's because this happens on a train station. These with finding artifacts is actually one of the better mission types. They are normally very safe, and can actually do them from very early game. Of course, stay off sentinels until you know you can fight them. I generally like those missions which end up on trade stations, because that gives me trade, it gives me boxes, hopefully. So I still have to go back to the space station and hand it in. By default, I do not transfer to be sold until I have handed the mission in, because then at least I have the item if something should go wrong. Rather hot here. I actually don't have any hot shield. Oh, I had a little bit, so. I need to remember to check whether that is in use. Is there anything else? I think it has to wait a little bit. Yeah. So I'm actually on par with it. Good. But junk is something you get all the time, so it will start filling up again. See, there's 3 boxes here with rusted metal, so that is some of that which will just keep coming. And I know some players just sell it and can't be bothered, but I mean, it does accumulate more value if you actually ship come. It does accumulate more value if you refine it, so that's kind of the thing with me. I don't want the lesser if I can get the better, so to speak. Sentinel scanning. Valuable ships. And that's very often how it will go, so yeah. Finding something interesting is a rare treat. Sorry to say that. But again, this is pretty much as I tend to play. I do tend to try all the time to earn some money, be sure that get it right. Do a little bit of exploring. I think that was some rubbish I said there, but I won't keep buzzing, so it's, I'm sorry I'm sitting looking at it, I shouldn't, but as I did have some sound problems yesterday, I'm a little bit paranoid. Whether, because my background is actually checking sound from time to time, so if something comes up, I like to know it. I'm very clickety-click today. See, this would be good if you just got afraid of it, I haven't. Know some people are looking for S-class haulers. They do of course exist, but they seem rather rare. I have one, so they are definitely out there. But as said, they are relatively rare. I was out on a very long walk with my dog. Our dog. It's not my dog, it's our dog. So my legs are a little bit sore. I am not in shape to longer walks. Living in the countryside is absolutely lovely when you walk with your dog. Forest, fields, meadows. The best part is it's so lovely. Well, I was going to say silent, but that's not true. It's not, because you hear the birds, you hear insects and stuff. So it's not silent, but it's calming sounds. It's not cars, motorways, busy. Actually, it's not busy roads, and that is absolutely lovely. We went through foresty area, and we didn't meet many people on the on the walk. We did meet some, but not many. And it's absolutely lovely. A-class. Remember, if you see something you like and would like to know the address of the system I'm in, feel free to ask for it. I'm happy to put the glyph address on the screen. He was stealing.
Product received. Product received.
So I must admit, I do buy tritium and dihydrogen if I come across it. There's only one place I know where I can buy dihydrogen. At least on a regular basis. You might get it from the pilots and ships, but nothing is sure with them. Or certain, I should say, not sure. So, yeah. If you want a reliable source, there's only one place, to my knowledge, it is. Well, I'm not going to tell you if you're shouting at me, honestly. Well, I will have to show you at some point, won't I? That's normally how it works in this channel. A-class shuttle. B-class explorer. Traveler. That's what I could talk to if I wanted to get glyphs that way. I started doing it in my survival game because I don't know when and where I can start doing the atlas, so I was thinking, well, the more I get, the better it actually is. What gig? They smell. Oh, I think I need some sugar. Support, deploy, special gift. I take the gift again. It doesn't always have the same outcome, and I know it's been theorized that it depends what they are. There was one I would like. I do not do repair a damaged item because they always seem to be bugged. Kill sentinels. Squads. I don't mind doing it, but I want a proper reward for it. Because it can get me into trouble sometimes. So I keep telling, make sure you get your standing up with the 3 guilds. And if you...
Navigational data received.
Thank you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look in here. Journey milestones. Down here you have the guilds. Merchants, mercenaries and explorers. I'm fully up with all of them. When you start getting high enough, you go and talk to a guild representative when they're sitting around. And when you're high enough, they will give you gifts. And some of the gift is actually worth a lot of coins. All very useful. So just saying, it's worth it. And I always said, don't start doing missions until you are a little bit more familiar with the game. But I have actually retracted that because it is actually better you get that part off as early as you can, because it helps you on your journeys. Whenever you get something for free, which is actually worth something, I would say go for it. Everything else would be silly. So this is an overgrown planet, and I'm looking for something. I'm looking for a resource depot. Okay, that's the one which can be hard. So especially I am actually just going to look around to see if I can actually see it. Doesn't look like it. So I will have to go and find it, which is fine. This planet seemed to have a fair temperature, so
Technology recharge.
I'm just... oh, that one could go over and be sold. I can see I have something else which can go and sell. go. That way, okay. There are sentinels on this planet, so I do have to be a little bit careful what I do. As long as they don't investigate me, I have kind of free hands. Might actually be relatively close. Bum. There it is. My dog wanna come in, but problem is then I have to open and close doors all evening because she won't stay long. So I use mole mode to just get away from them, and that's how you actually thread the needle with that. I used to be horrified by doing things which included sentinels because I was sure they would actually kill me. But the best way of fighting them is not being there and fight them. So there's a lot of animals here, so they were all the same. So luckily the sentinels doesn't know it was me running by and shooting at them. I will say though, if the sentinels on the planet is aggressive, don't go back. Because they will attack you, because this is a zone they need to defend, or whatever you want to call it. So be savvy. There is absolutely no need for you to get killed over something you don't need to get killed over. So I could fight them, but it wouldn't really give me anything useful. So this is pushing it a little bit, but I need dihydrogen. I really do. I need it in high numbers, so if I can get it, I am willing to take a little chance. There is a nasty hazardous plant. Oh. I didn't do anything, it wasn't me, it was another guy. I'm just parked down here. I just parked so I could can be nasty, can't it? I would say it's my luck to come down on the planet, and all the wildlife is velociraptors or something like that. That's where it starts getting funny. You know what? You hit me, I hit you. That's how it works. So trees and minerals are not as well paid when you scan it, but it all counts to whatever you upload from the planet. So it becomes eventually nanite, so which I kind of don't need, but that's how it is. So feel free to use the chat if you have any questions, comments, or other things to say. As I said, you don't have to be a follower to use it. I am happy to help out people no matter whether you follow or not. I'm not that guy which do those kind of things. I'm trying to help anyone. I of course do appreciate people following me, and it helps me out. But it's not a demand. So storage augmentation is what I am looking for. So sometimes if I don't get anything, I might take other rewards just to sometimes do something different. Because flying from system to system, it kind of gets boring as well. So that is of course one thing that comes into play. And it's funny with this game because I've noticed that not two saves goes in the same directions. I have a save where I'm actually struggling earning money. I'm not here. I hardly find any ships or anything, so I must admit I haven't gone for essentially Interceptors on that save yet, but it actually started at the same time as this one, but I'm not even closely the same place. And that's actually a debate which we have had both on this channel, and I participated in a debate about it on Reddit as well. That if you play by circumstances, and most of us actually do. Have I parked? I have parked alternatively again. That's not the first time. Better put my ship in the proper place. So, wait a minute. It was not okay. I saw some. We saw me dog putty cat, which I didn't know. So, not even close. So again, I know the trade goods are not going to sell, but I hope that some of the resources will change to positive, and then I can sell them. So the starship is actually filled up. luckily I have a lot of slots in my exosuit, so if needed I can actually then use that. And of course I can check whether I have things which I shouldn't have on my starship, so that is of course always a possibility. I am very good at just chucking things places where I shouldn't have them. So couple, that's the wrong way. Couple of fighters here, both C's. So it's always a good idea just to scan a little bit out of the trading post. Can still give you at least some money. I don't know what those gave. 172. Okay, that's not too bad. So, of course, certain things you will be too far away to scan. That's you have a range on your scanner, so that's how it is. So actually haven't got a tip of the day. I'm going to do that because I have a very good one today. So, if you're not aware why I say that, Sentinel interceptors have a pilot interface which need a higher line brain, I think it's called. And if you break that, you need a new brain. And it will break when you galaxy jump. So everything which is up here, and you need a minimum to fly the ship, including that. You will end up in a situation where you jump galaxy and you come out and you have to find a new higher line brain to repair your ship. And I can tell you that can be quite tricky. So use other ships when you do galaxy jumping. Most of us has a secondary ship we jump in. I use my solar. I doubt that will be brought up to the same level as the other ships, but
Hostile ships defeated.
Just make sure you realize that that's a thing that can't be easily repaired. What I don't know is whether you can use repair kits. Thing is, I haven't tried it myself because I think logically I would not choose one of my main ships to actually jump through, because it would not make sense to me to do it. So that is, I think, a good tip, because you don't want to do a galaxy jump and then spend 4 hours finding a brain. And believe me, they are not for sale just around the corner.
Restocks in ship inventory.
My ship is full. I knew that. I need to sell some stuff, but that comes quickly. Soon I come into one specific type of space station or trade station, I would sell a whole lot of stuff. So I'm actually not concerned. And as I said, I actually have quite good space in my exosuit. A C-class. This is white keen, so that is 2 times nanites. 1 on each side. So as I said, getting to the proper planet, then I can suddenly sell a lot. So that gives me a little bit of space for a while at least. So I got a pulse splitter module. Where is it? I have 8 of them already. Fucking hell. So put it on. So it gives +2 damage. I'm looking at that first. That one +2, +12 in clip size. Fire rate 11, reload times 8. So this is actually better than that one. So I can remove this and put it in my exosuit and sell it. It will turn gray and it will give me something like 19 nanites when I sell it. Or I can dismantle it, which I do, and then I get show me. Okay, it doesn't want to show me, but I got some cobalt and a wiring loom. So that's actually quite a good trade. It's better than 19 nanites, believe me. That one needs to be processed. There we are. So a little bit of good advices. And as I always say, I give some advices. You can look at them and say, oh, that's useful, I can do that. Or you can say to yourself, nah, I would do as I always have done. Don't care about those advices. That's absolutely fine. I am not in any way trying to get someone to play differently. I would not have any interest in doing that. It's your game. You play like you want to. You have fun with your game. There's another one. And another one. Jesus. Another advice is, if you see there is multiple travelers, only talk to one at a time. Go find his grave, come back to the space station, talk to the other one, find his grave, and so on. Don't take them all in one go and think you can. It fucks up. You don't want to do that. Got a Viking dagger. They can be useful. And if you don't know what to use a Viking dagger to, feel free to ask in chat. Anyway, a lot of people have been asking me what they could use different things for. And I will say that is something which is sometimes a little bit difficult. You get something and you're sitting there, what can I actually use that for? And we have very often on the channel been able to help out and tell what it was useful for. So I take that one. I do collect multi-tool as well because I have multiple multi-tools and I want them up as well. But it's not as important as the ships because I have one multi-tool I use which is built up, and I have one I use for galaxy jumping, weirdly enough, which is always broken. Are you joking? No? So okay, this is what the fuck is going on? This is not normal. Normally you end with someone with Jesus. I did not pay attention to that.
Technology recharge.
Locally that was okay. Where do I
Weather update.
quite far that way in a storm, which luckily is clearing. So that is yeah. Okay, I need to be able to take these. And again, there's sentinels here, so I have to be kind of smart about it. That one I just don't like. Scaring the local wildlife, but I am of course sorry for that. That's should respect the wildlife. Yes, a little bit funny sometimes. It brings you out where the planet is very nasty and it sends you out walking a very, very long distance. Okay, it should be close. And I'm looking after a missing person, so it's even worse. That normally would send me to one of those minor settlements. He's down there. So is that the guy who has a clue, or is that the missing person? That was actually the... okay. That was a little bit different from normal, and that actually proved my point from earlier that it's never the same, even though it's the same, if that makes sense. You encounter different things. That's actually quite nice because then you never get into the same situation over and over again. Well, I probably should call my ship, but I'm a bit tempted to do some scans and see if I can get some more of these babies. And so now the Sentinels has been okay with me, so what was that? Those I just don't like. They have a tendency to make me jump because you come without any warning and then they suddenly start doing things to you. Ow! That was not on purpose. That was a little bit of a slip up. That does happen. I will say it does happen. Sorry if there's dog sounds coming through, but he is telling someone something. That way. So taking a walk in the landscape gives you a lot of things to scan, and you earn some money doing that. And I always see that as kind of a base income.
Units received. Units received. Units received.
And of course the animals there is those who give the most in coinage. Always remember that if you scan all animals on a planet, it shows up I found 4 out of 9. So if that was number 9, then you can claim a bonus of nanites, and the more animals there actually is, the higher the bonus. So that is a very, very good way, especially in the beginning of the game, where you can get a good foundation of nanites by just scanning animals. Of course you have to find them all, but that should be possible. There's also achievements for doing it, so it's just getting it started. So we did another mission. It was different from normal. Sent us out on a nice walk on a toxic planet, and it actually started in a storm, which was not the most accommodating. But it's actually not too bad. In, get the reward. Now it came back with a reward for 500,000 for something else, which I'm not keen on doing it for money. Of course, if I were low on money, that would be tempting, but I don't have to do it, so that is that's just how it is. So I'm just checking what I actually have. The funny thing is, I got some of these when I raided, and they actually can be refined into silver, and the more expensive one can be refined into gold. So it is a way to make gold and silver as well if you really want to do that. I always say don't waste your valuables if you don't have to, but it is one of the things you can actually do too. So was this system of new plans were there actually there's two. We could check the other one out. Is that the one or is that no, that's the one we already. What is that one? Infested. So if you need worm stuff, infested is where you wanna go. I'm not fussed about that at the moment. So yeah. So I'm going to take a couple of big jumps so I feel that I have moved. Sitting in that 700,000 light year belt is it always makes me feel that I have gone nowhere. And there's no real reason for it, but it's just I have this feeling that you're not moving at all. Do I have? Yeah, I have to move space. So let's farm some tritium. You honestly don't want to fly into these with too high speed. And it's absolutely stupid what I just did, so don't copy that. That's I actually have smashed my ships in an asteroid belt. But I was not paying attention. Worst part is last time I did it was in a multiplayer game where I was actually showing someone, oh, you need to do this, go into the asteroid belt, shoot the asteroid so you get tritium. And I went in with way too much speed and that is not regular. Just saying. So new system, let's take a look. this is not going, so that is that's a very small one. It is a B. But remember, size doesn't matter. It's how you use it.
Product received.
That one is within the range. Oh, that's cheap wiring looms. Why does it matter whether wiring looms are cheap or not? Well, we have found them from just below 40,000 and up to 120,000. So it really matters, because when you do galaxy jumps, you need to repair a lot, and that is one of the things you need to repair. So the more you pay for them, the more expensive your repairs become. So keep an eye out, find them cheap, stock them up. That's the best advice I can give.
Units received.
And if you notice, I have stocked up, and I have bought them very cheap. So I'm not wasting my money, but if you want to do that, it's your choice. I'm just saying, keep an eye on when they are cheap, if you want to save money. And you know what? When you don't have any and you end up in a situation where you have to repair and you then buy very expensive, you feel a little bit stupid. Well, I do. There is a exotic. That's actually a nice one. So let's have a look at it. Got a lot of slots. He wants 41 million for it. That's expensive. I'm not going to buy it or trade it, but it's one of the more rare types, so I am going to, as usual, take a picture, but I want a picture without me in it. The glyph address for this system is down in the left-hand corner. This is the ship. I would like to have a full ship size. Yeah, like that. And it's on the space station, so it's easy to find. It is Bihiri space station, and it's in Eissentam galaxy. So you will have to be in the galaxy to use the glyphs, but if you do fly to the space station, here you will end up on one of the planets, I guess, and camp out, it will appear at some point. It is a very nice, interesting blue one. So, the first S-Class of today. And an exotic, so they are always very popular. So what is this system? Is it code? Yeah, it was. Oh, no stupid question. So the travelers is good to find glyphs with, but as I have all glyphs, I don't need to do it, so I'm not really going down that route. Oh dear. Yeah, that was... It looked a little bit like it was a no-win scenario. I might be wrong. Feel free to comment on that. There is... There's one I could use, so at least we have something to do. Convergence cube. It's not the most interesting gift to get, but oh well. So before we go and raid that harvester, I have to take a very short bathroom break, so be back in a couple of minutes. It will be quick, so stay with me. I'll be quickly back. So